Hey guys, my name's Addison. I'm 18, and a year ago, I was thrown out of my own house by this one horrible woman. You see, my mom left me and my dad when I was 8. She lives in another part of the country and barely contacts us. After the divorce, my dad was lost. He had a hard time coping with his emotions and raising me. So I tried my best to help him with everything. House chores, cooking, even searching for a job. After a while, he got better. He found a job and he seemed pretty happy. Our life was perfect. He would help me with math when I had a hard time understanding, and I'd even help him fix his motorbike in a garage. But a couple of years ago, he got this big promotion, and everything started falling apart. We both were pretty excited about his promotion, as it meant that we would be able to go on holiday, maybe even travel a bit. But we didn't get to do any of that, because she came along. One evening, while we were hanging out in the garage, he told me that he found another woman and he's planning on marrying her. I was horrified at first, as I didn't even know he was dating someone. But I decided to support him. I should be glad that he's happy. Then he told me that she's moving in with us. I'm gonna have a stepmom. Only if I knew back then how evil she is, maybe I could have stopped him. I was so nervous at first. What if she's gonna change our relationship? But then, how horrible can she be if my amazing father fell in love with her? Well, turns out my father doesn't have the best taste in women. She moved in with hundreds of her things. She had like 20 boxes only for her clothes. My dad asked me to move some of mine, so she would have enough closet space. The first red flag for me was that she didn't have a job. She lived off my father and didn't even help us with anything around the house. She would tell me that her room seems messy and that I should clean it. She would then sit around watching reality TV and complaining about what a horrible job I'm doing. She started asking my father for money and spending it to buy the most ridiculous things. She bought some fancy dog, and then after a week or so, she got bored with it and ordered me to take care of it. She bought these designer dresses that she never wore. It was getting crazy. When we were alone at our home, she would nag me all the time, saying that I'm already 17. Maybe I could find a job and help my father instead of sitting around after school. I decided that I'd had enough and I should confront my father about it. Then this horrible evening came. My father came home. We were having dinner that I cooked. And, as always, she was saying that the food was cold, that I could at least try to make it taste better. I was getting ready to confront her, but then she said the most ridiculous idea. She said, "Honey, don't you think that this house is a little too small for all of us? I think we should get a bigger one. I heard Sally is selling her house, which would be perfect." My dad sighed and told her that he doesn't have the money. And then she dared to suggest that he should invest my college money into her new house. My dad, of course, told her that that's not going to happen. But apparently, she was ready for his reaction and dropped another bombshell. "I'm pregnant!" she shouted with excitement. And that was it. That's how she got my father to agree to sell out my future for her own pleasure. I broke down, telling him that he was crazy and that she's a horrible woman to even suggest that. She doesn't do anything. She doesn't help around. She won't even be a good mom. She started crying. So, of course, I looked like the bad guy in the situation. My father got so angry that he told me his wife won't be treated like this and that I should move out. I was so furious that I moved out in a week. So here I was, living in a ridiculously small apartment at 17, working 2 jobs just to put some food on my table and maybe save up a little bit to eventually go to college. But that's not even the most frustrating part. After a couple of months of me moving out, my father started calling me and complaining about my stepmom. He started telling me that she has doubts about having a baby, and she's spending so much money that he's soon going to go bankrupt. I really wanted to just hang up. But one time, he called me crying, sobbing like a little boy. He told me that his boss fired him, and my stepmom is asking for a divorce. Of course she is, I thought. I didn't say it. I knew that it would only hurt him more. I invited him to stay at my place for a while until he figured something out. And yeah, of course they got a divorce. My father managed to apologize for what he did, and I forgave him. I don't know if it's going to be easy for us to get back to the way we were, but we're going to work through it. At least there's one thing this whole mess taught me. You have to value the ones that stay by your side when you're at your worst. That is family. And even though he hurt me, that's what I'm going to do. And that's what I'm going to do for my little brother when he comes into this world too.